Welcome back to part 2. We will actually make music now. So we got this wobble sound. Sounds nice, right? Well, we're going to have to add some chorus to it, because that's what Skrillex uses. It sounds a lot fatter, doesn't it? Turn up the volume a bit so you guys can hear. It sounds pretty great. Isn't that great? Okay, so you see this freak thing. It's like, it does that. That's all it does. Now we got some heavy bass. So yeah, that's some Skrillex bass. Sounds pretty psychotic, doesn't it? Add some white noise. High pass filter. No, not that. Let's add a crap load of random waveforms. Sounds really crazy. That's pretty great. Ow. That hurts. Alright, so now that's aggressive. So that's perfect. Now we got Skrillex growl noise. So let's hear this. Sounds pretty good. Alright. So now let's make an actual track. So it's a typical BS noise Skrillex uses in every single one of the songs. Okay. Let's add some polyphony now. Just for the sake of this being a tutorial, I'm going to start from scratch. Okay, now we're back at this weird noise. Now it's just a square. And add some pulse width modulation. Sounds pretty nice. Don't need that though. Change the speed of the LFO. Now we got a nice lead. So that sounds pretty good. I'm gonna go save that as 81. Now, that sounds pretty noisy, doesn't it? Let's start that from scratch, too. Okay. Now let's create a wobble sound. A sub oscillator. So modulating the cutoff. Sounds pretty nice. Turn up the volume a bit. And it needs to be fatter. Sounds pretty meaty. Okay. Now let's make cinema bass. We know how to make wobbles. pretty simple sound, especially with vintage 80s equipment. Yeah. So, now we're gonna... Ow. That's pretty loud. See that sound right there? That's the reason that you want analog equipment. That's pretty nice, okay. So let's progress to other sound. Well, that's your typical lead sound. So now we're going to play best song ever created that Skrillex ever made. Makes you feel pretty good about yourself when you can play that, doesn't it? Okay, enough of that. Let's progress to the next part of the tutorial. See, Skrillex always has very deep pad sounds, so... I'm sure you're wondering how that sounds so fat. Well, that's because I didn't use crappy VSTs like Massive, and you know, Massive really sucks. That's why I don't use computers to make music. I use this thing to make music. Alright then. So now we are going to progress to how to make weird noises. That's pretty fat in that sound, isn't it? Well, okay, so to create that sound, I'm going to start a manual patch again. So right now we're at crappy pulse width modulation sound. Okay. Now we have a saw. Just a straight saw with a little bit of an attack on it. Sounds bad. Doesn't have much else going for it. Now, we shall add some attack. As you can hear, it's not just sterile anymore. Now we're going to add some attack on the envelope. So now we got this spacey sound. Now this is what Skrillex uses when he's more chilled out, I guess. But this doesn't really resemble Skrillex, but then again, one day Skrillex will become a good musician, and he'll start using beautiful sounds like this